Hello, 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 everybody. Hopefully, everyone had a great day trading Thursday. We had another good day today. I made some really, some just mistakes again. I want to go over those. I think it's important that we all, we reflect on our mistakes and at least call them out and try to improve on them. That's what I try to do. I tend to keep making, I think, the same ones, over and over. I think maybe that's part of trading, but it is something I need to focus on getting better at. I had a very successful day today. I profited around, I think it was 1796. I don't think that included taking off my commission. So I think the commissions, it probably would have been around like 1696 or something. I may have spent like $100 in commissions, but so anyhow, my first trade I wanted to show you, I want to show you where I had my losses today, and both of them could have been avoided. My biggest loss was really just stupid on my part. I did not get out of my trade in time. I took a early Tesla call, and let me zoom in. And I did not really follow my rules much at all. I did go for a breakout trade, right? And so just so everyone knows, the way I trade the LRC is I have a conservative and a an aggressive trade. The aggressive trade is what I call a breakout. So the way I trade the breakout and the way I trade the conservative, I'll show both. So these are the LRC lines, right? And let's just say I'll just use any one of these lines as a hypothetical. So the way that I want to trade this strategy is whenever we get a close, and we'll just use this one right here, whenever we get a close above the 20 and the 200 for a call, and this closes above the LRC, which is it did right here, I get in on the move, any move above the top of the close of that candle. That's my conservative trade. Okay. That is the typical, that's the most, I think it's the most probable, the most effective as far as your probability of making a profit. That is it, because even if you get a pullback and it comes back to the 20, what I typically do on this exact scenario where it came back down, I add when I get a wick that pushes up off this 20. And if I get this here, I would add here again and then trade this right up through the 254. I'd probably scale out most everything at the 254 if I were in this trade. I probably wouldn't take this trade because I'm literally right at, I do not like trading into my my resistance levels, so that's not very smart. It can reverse on you. Looks like I may have to change that 254 now. It looks like it kind of moved up here, but I'll do that later for tomorrow's technical analysis. But anyhow, um, so I got in on, and also, okay, now here's how I do the breakout, which is the aggressive trade. The aggressive trade is take the trade right as it crosses. As soon as this comes down, wicks up and comes across this, I get in. My rule that I did not stick to today, and it cost me $769, okay, is that I must get out if this comes back down and closes below or even moves below. I don't want to um, now, if the price is like doing this right here, I'm not going to just FOMO out. I'm going to see if it starts going down. If it starts going down, I get out. My rule is to get out right away and just take a loss, move on with my loss, and be happy with whatever loss I got, whether it's 100, 200, $300. You get out, okay? I did not do that, so here's what I did over here. I took this trade as soon as it went over the LRC line here. It crossed over the 20, the 200. It was exactly what I wanted because, if you watch this live, go back and go to on demand and watch this. It was up, down, up, down, up, down, down. You know, it was going all over the place. It was teetering here. It went up. It came down. You know, this thing was super volatile this morning, which is probably another reason I should have just got out. Because as soon as I got in, I was up $300 when it wicked on my LRC line, and I should have just got out. I did not do it because I was
200 EMA
expecting
cross up.
a move at least to the 254 and then maybe above. So anyhow, where I screwed up is when this pushed back down below this level, I should have got out and I may have been out $200. I did not. I waited, and when this came down and closed below this 250, I was like, "Oh, I got to get out." So I did, and I lost to 769. Huge loss, terrible trade, terrible. I'm just made a, you know, I made a mistake. Maybe I was complacent. I don't know, but I definitely. Most important thing is if you're going to trade a breakout move, you need to be focused. I need to be focused, and I need to work on that and get better at that as a trader. And I would have walked away with a much better profit today, which would have been awesome. I still profited well, but that's just unacceptable. That could have even been more if I had went in heavier. So, and then I lost another $248 again. I don't know what it was with Tesla, but I guess Tesla had me today. I've been doing well with Tesla, but I took trades today that was absolutely stupid. Like this was a very dumb trade on my part. It wasn't near a level, so my risk to reward was horrible. I'm literally between two major zones, my 254, 258, and I honestly I can't even tell you what I was thinking, to be honest, other than just maybe being greedy and trying to get in a trade. I honestly, it was really a dumb trade to get into. The more I look at it, the more I just shake my head. Right here was the entry. Boom. Right here. Add. Take all profit off on that candle. Comes back down. Wait for the pullback. Get in on this candle if you want. And possibly get out with a small profit there. Because you don't ever know. But you know what I did? I just happened to see this coming down, and I have been doing quite well with pullbacks to the 20. Well, that's what it did here. It came down, it went up. I was like, oh man, if I get two greens, I'm going to get in. Well, I did. I got in right here. Came down, wicked up, went up again. I added right here. Came down, went down, way down. I was like, crap, I was down like, I don't know. I don't know how much I was down at this point. Luckily, I wasn't in very heavy, but when I came back up here, I did scale out. So at least I was smart enough to scale out some. But the problem was that I drew this, it was like a wedge that was forming, right? So I don't have straight lines there, but it was a wedge. And I was looking for this to break above the wedge. Well, of course, what I wanted and what happened were two different things. Where the trade should have truly been was right here for a put, but I was in calls. So I, oh, the most important thing. So say I got in this trade and I followed my rules. My rules is two consecutive closes. There's one, there's two. I would have been out right there, right? So I would have probably lost, I think it was like $180 or something. You know, maybe 100 and uh, I don't know what it was. It wasn't as much as I lost. It was actually very minimal because I got in here and right here would have been I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't that bad. But I got out with this big drop of this candle because I saw once it crossed here, I actually marketed it out. I don't know where I ended up getting my fill, but it was probably down here somewhere. So I ended up again just very stupid. Should never have taken the trade. Should only take A plus setups or at least A setups with this trading strategy. A setups do extremely well, but anyway, so I lost 248 on that today, guys. I Is my sound not working? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Is my sound working? Okay, it looks like it was frozen. Okay, I don't know. Hopefully my sound was working. Um, so anyhow, that was just very stupid on my part. So I'm gonna get to my good trades. So my AMD was a fantastic trade. I called that out in the group. Um, well, I called out all my trades in the group, but so if you happen to join us in our Discord, I live trade every day, and I call out the trades that I see setting up. I don't necessarily get in all of them. I probably should get in more of them, honestly, because there's a lot that I call out and I don't get in. And I look up at it and I go, my gosh, like today I called out MU. I'll show you that. Said it was setting up, and I didn't get in it, but I hope somebody did. Um, anyhow, so I saw this happening right here on 160. We broke through the LRC. We came up to it. We wicked off of it. We went sideways for a while, and I drew this box. This is the box I drew during the day. And I told the group that, hey, if I get a break out of this consolidation, I'm getting in. So this wasn't an LRC trade. It was just another fundamental trade. I've been trading for several years, so you kind of learn different things and get some experience with setups. And this is a huge, huge way. I can just, if you focus on the 2 minute chart and you draw boxes around consolidation when things are consolidating, and then you just get in when it breaks out of that consolidation, regardless of which direction, unless you're right at a support and resistance level. This one, man, this one's a little tight. I mean, that would have worked out, but I probably wouldn't have taken that one. Um, but this one broke right out of the consolidation box I had drawn. I got in right here on this candle, and it was a fantastic trade. I added on this candle. So I got in. It went down. I actually scaled off, I think, two on this big push down right here because that was a good amount of profit right away. I then came back up. When it pushed down, I added two more back in. I held, I believe I scaled out. When this pushed up, I scaled out here because I wanted to lock in more profit in case we had a turn or a pivot. Um, I just held I think I held the very last one all the way to here. I scaled out again on the second push. I believe I held only one at this point, and when I got to 156, I got all out for a $902 trade. So fantastic trade. That's exactly how I want to trade. Um, I managed that one perfect. So I was kind of proud of myself for managing that perfectly. That's the way I should do all of my trades. I got into a QCOM, a Qualcomm trade, and I really could have locked in a lot more profit, but I didn't. And let me see what time I got in on Qualcomm. Let's see, it was around 9:42. 9:42. So I entered the put. No, I did not enter puts at 9:42. Oh yeah, I did. So here, this was actually not a smart trade. I could have profited more, but not a smart trade at all. I entered on this candle. I don't know what I was thinking. I mean, I saw this come down, reject my LRC, which is my setup. Honestly, the entry was right here, and I missed it. Well, I'm sorry, one down. I want to close, but well, that would have been a breakout move, right? That would have been the best trade, of course, hindsight looking at it. But if I'm trading my conservative method, it would have been the top of this candle starting down, 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 comes down, pushes, add, boom, boom, boom. You would have got all of that. But I saw this late, and again, I don't know what I was thinking or why I FOMO'd in. I think maybe I was just full of myself today. I don't honestly know why I got in this trade, but um, honestly, I should never have got in this trade with it literally coming right down to the 190 level, which is a huge level for Qualcomm. So I say a huge level. It's a significant pivot support and resistance level. So anyway, I got in here. It went down. I did scale off on the way down because it did actually kind of print some. I was up like $300 or $400 actually, and I held it and didn't get out until here. So only ended up with 127. I still had a profit, but just bad execution. Once I get to my big level, a big support, my rule is to get out of the all, exit all. Why? Because who cares if you miss, if it goes and then goes and goes and goes. Oh well, you miss it, you just cry about it later, but at least you lock in all this profit. But what typically happens on a big level, and you probably very well know this, is you'll come down, you may get another candle move down, but then you get a little weaker candle, you get a weak, it pushes back up, then you get a retest. If you're going to stay below, you want that retest. And then once you get that retest, that's when you just get back in the trade for a further downside. Don't risk this thing coming down and doing exactly what it did. I mean, it faked me out. It went down aggressively below the level. So it made me think that, hey, this thing's going to, keep going. So I didn't exit all my trades. I should have exited on this big candle down, and I would have had about a $300 or $400 profit there, but I did not. So moving on, my my best trade of the day was SMCI, and thank you to Knight in our trading group for calling this out. That was fantastic. That's what I love about having a group. We work together, see things setting up, and he saw this setting up and he called it out. He's like, hey man, check this out. We're getting a retest of the 800 level. And look how gorgeous this was, man. He called that out. It was like literally right here. And I was like, man, if we get two red candles, I'm getting in. So I went ahead and loaded up my puts. I and he got in this with me, so we both banked. So awesome trade, very calm, cool, relaxed. I got in on this candle. Whoops, 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 whoops. I got in on this candle right here. Is it going to let me draw? There we go. Right there, the second red candle. I bought two contracts. On this push, I got out. I took one off, which of course, after that, I got this huge push down, which would have probably put me over maybe 2,000 overall, because that was a big spike in premiums, only with one. But I did ride this thing all the way down to here, and or actually here, and this is where I got out on my second green candle up. So I got out right here, and I ended up with a 1,254 profit. That was fantastic. I did also trade SPX again today. I've been trading SPX pretty much every day, and doing quite well with it. I had a call and I had a put. I had a call early day, which was kind of an. Oh, and by the way, I use SPY to trade SPX because the LRC doesn't work with SPX unless you draw it. Well, no, you can't even draw it manually because it doesn't have pre-market data. So I got in here this morning on this candle here, which was a perfect setup for me. Came down, we came down, went up, closed above. I got in here, it went up, it started coming down. I got out for $110. I did not hold this and add. I went ahead and got out. I thought this was going to be a double top and a flush. So, and also watching the other things in the market, we were getting a few other stocks at this time. If you go back and look, they were dropping down. So that was my kind of like my catalyst to get out. I just went ahead and got out, took $110. I was okay with that. No big deal, moved on. And then I had a really good SPX trade to the downside. Now um, this was a pullback trade. It was not an LRC trade. The LRC trades are the best, but I didn't get in it. I'll just point to it because I think when I do my drawing thing, it's messing up the sound. I hope you guys are able to hear everything I'm saying. Um, but so, oh, hold on one second. Let me get this set up over here. I think when I do my drawing, okay, sorry about that. So where I took my trade here, now the best place to have, there's a couple really good places that we could have taken the trade, and this is just a good example of um, how to use the LRC. I'm going to bring up my drawing tools. Let's see. I hope that they're not screwing up my sound. Here, I'll do this. Maybe this is what keeps it from messing up the sound. So hopefully that keeps working. I think some of the stuff I did, there was no sound, so I apologize for that if that happened. All right, so right here is the best, is a good spot to get in. This is not where I got in, but I've got a put below, or I mean, I'm sorry, I got a flush below the 20 and the 200. This would be the entry right here. You trade down, you scale out at the LRC. You come down now. This gray line, that's my long LRC. It crossed that. I would have taken all profit right here out, and that I would have been done. Now you had a couple re-entries. This one right here was fantastic. Right there was great. Now for me, I would not have entered this. Some people risk the going through the support levels that are drawn. I don't do that. So I would have got in here and rode this bad boy down to my long LRC. That's a long LRC line. And then probably scaled out and then taken all profit here. So if I use the 20 EMA rule, the place I would have got out was right there. That's the two consecutive closes above the line. So I may have to start getting. I was doing that early on in this trading session, but I think I got a little gun shy, so to speak, because I feel like the market had went into more of like a scalper's market because we weren't getting these, like we would get a move and then boom and cross over and then a boom. So if you didn't pick the right stock to trade, I was getting having kind of very very small profits or no, or small losses like paper cuts. And so I decided to, I guess naturally I started scalping, but I do need, it looks like I need to get back to following my 20 EMA rule, because if I had got in, say here on a trade, then that's several $1,000s, right? That's probably like $6,000 to $8,000 with only two puts. So um, definitely I need to work on that. So I did get in right here though. It doesn't look great. It looked better during the day, honestly. So I got this push up here, this push up right here, and wicked down. Soon as that happened, I got in there on SPX puts. I got in, I think I got in three. I sold two here, and then I sold the last one on this green candle that started pushing up right here. And that was for um, $420. So that was that's my recap of the day. Could have done better, made some stupid mistakes again. I keep making these dumb mistakes and just trading like that. If I do that, I'm going to end up paying dearly. I know it's going to catch up with me for sure. So I've got to get better at that. Stop making the dumb mistakes. So anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it is encouraging others to use this strategy, because this is the real deal. This strategy for real works. It is not some fake fraud. It's based off of price action and levels. And um, it's just a good idea for your people to learn and get really good at price action study. Um, and understand what to look for during the price movement, and also learn to trade through levels and to levels. And what the LRC offers is it gives you, especially when you have a wider, because these LRCs change for every single day for every single stock that they're on. Well, and sometimes you'll get much bigger levels. And what it does is it gives you entry. The best thing is it gives us the best entries. That's what I believe. I get the best entries by far with this strategy, of better than most all strategies I've ever got used. Um, Legit entries, not get one here, get one, the next one's a bad entry, the next one's that's your typical indicators that that basically will take your money. This one is legit, and what I mean by that is you most of the time your entries are going to pan out. I would say this is probably like a 90 plus percent win rate for me. Um, I have had losses like I did today, but look at all the wins I had. And look, like this should have, if I followed my rules, I know we can't, that's hindsight, but if I'd followed my rules, I would have been down like 180 here and only like 100 and, 180 or 200 on this one. And what you get with these moves is incredible. And if you get in one and it just happens to not work, guess what? Your risk out is right there where you're getting in. So it's really important to take a look at this. I do have my rules in my Discord. I have my rules and my trading strategy outlined on Use Think in the Use Think script forum. If you want to go check it out over there, I do provide technical analysis levels every day in our Discord under the Metal TA channel. And we also have a free area in our Discord where guys can come in, collaborate, trade the same strategy together. Um, I won't be in there making the call outs. And there's also a chat channel for free to members. So anyhow, I hope you guys will join us. I do have my links to my Discord in the description. And also, if this helped you out or you like this video, please put a like, and let's share the information so more people can be successful trading this strategy. Anyway, I appreciate it. I hope you guys all have a great night and have a great day trading tomorrow in this week strong. So anyhow, thank you guys very much. See you on the next video.